Hello, welcome to the Peak District. I'm riding the Peak 200 and I just thought I'd give you a quick overview of the bike and the gear that I've run for this quick overnighter. Now the bike I'm running is my trusty Mason Raw. Now this frame has done a couple of Highland Trail races, done the Silk Road Mountain Race, things like the Cairngorm Loop, and it's just perfect for this kind of, let's say, rowdy trails. Long wheelbase, a nice slack head angle, and when you're rattling down these rocky descents in the peaks, it's just perfect. Now the frame is steel, Ritchey, with a Reynolds down tube, and it's based around 120mm fork. Now that's the Rockshox SID Ultimate. I've run that on most of the events, well, all the events I've done on it so far. Although I am considering running a slightly longer travel, maybe like a Fox 34 and 130mm, just because I keep blowing through all the travel on the front there. I think because I prefer the weight on the front with the pack, I think it just puts a little bit of pressure on the front. So I'm thinking of putting 130mm on this, and then maybe using this fork on my new Mason Macro, which is the 100mm aluminium hardtail that's just been launched, because at the moment I'm running 32mm stanchion SIDs on there, and these 35mm is just a little bit stiffer, so I think that'd be a really good compromise. For the group set, I'm running Shimano's trusty XT 12-speed. Now this Chainring cassette, it's done Highland Trail 550 and a Silk Road Mountain Race last year, and then it's done 15 hours in the Peak District, and now it's totally ruined. Peak grit does not mess around. But I'm running the Enduro bearings, upgraded jockey wheels, and Enduro bearings, MaxxHit bottom bracket and headset, and they're still running super sweet. I put a little bit of grease in before I started. Yeah, they really are excellent, and yeah, they've outlasted the drivetrain for sure. For wheels, I'm running Hunt's Proven XC. I've got a tyre insert in the back, and I've got the XD15 Enduro bearings in the hubs. They did the Highland Trail last year as well, still running super sweet, no problems, and hopefully after this they'll still be nice and smooth as well. Tyres, I'm experimenting a little bit this year, so I'm using Hutchinson WYRM tyres. They're a new one from Hutchinson, 2.4. They've been pretty good. The front, well, maybe it's a little bit wet in places. If you've seen the video of my ride, you'll know it absolutely hammered it down yesterday. So when you get to the bottom of some of the descents, it's a little bit muddy, and the front squirms a little bit. But I think if it was a bit dry, they'd be a really good combination, and I think they're a very good all-round tyre. So yeah, definitely rate them. Also running these these Rapid Racer Pro Guard mud guards. I knew it was going to be wet under wheel. And I knew it was going to rain, and yeah, they've been pretty good. I mean, the bike is absolutely caked, but I've not got much spray up into my face. My front pack's been fairly clean, and you know, it's kept the worst of it off me anyway. Now I'm running PNW Dropper, kind of standard on the Mason builds. I've not used it too much, to be honest. It's really gritty, so I just don't want to like totally mash it up. And I don't tend to drop the post much anyway. I like to have kind of the saddle between my knees a bit, just to control the bike. And then bars at the front, these are Mount Zoom bars. They've been on here since I've got the bike. XT brakes, nice and reliable. Got the lockout on the left hand side here. Ergon GS2 bars with the little bar ends. I'm a big fan of these actually. I'm just trying a few things before I head out to the Accursed race in about a month's time. So I think I'll be running these for that race. And then I always put I basically use the Redshift gravel top bar grips, and I cut them down and put them on the inside. That just gives you an extra hand position, which is quite good when you're on like the road sections, or you just want to change the position of your hands. The saddle is an Ergon SR all-road core. Now I run these on pretty much all my bikes. I get on with them really well, so yeah, sticking to what I know at the moment, and yeah, no saddle issues and really comfortable. On to the packs now. I did a quick overnighter, so I'm carrying a tent with me. So on the front I've got a tail fin bar bag. These are in prototype stage at the moment, and they have been for a while. This is done Silk Road, Highland Trail, still holding up strong, and I think they will be released at some point, when exactly that point will be, I don't know just yet. But yeah, really good. What I've done is I couldn't quite fit my tent poles in the frame bag. That's where I'd usually put them, so I just use these tail fin straps and just strap them underneath. They've been fine, they've not budged at all. And then in here I've got my sleeping bag. I've got my ground sheet, my roll mat, my sleeping pad, the tent outer, And then I've also, well, at the moment I've got my rain trousers, the Albion Zoa rain trousers. I won't put them all out because they're absolutely disgusting. I did start with my rain jacket in there, but everything's just got turned upside down and covered in mud, so it's kind of been a repack on the go job. On to the frame pack. Now this is another prototype. You may have noticed that Tailfin have finally brought out some frame packs. They're more of a road and gravel bike frame pack. These are mountain bike size, like full frame and half frame packs. They are on the way at some point, but again, I don't know the exact time scale. But in here, again, I won't pull everything out because, as you can see, it's a bit of a state. Essentially, I had my clothes for sleeping in, so I had an Albion long sleeve merino base layer to sleep in, a set of boxer shorts and some dry socks, which I'm now wearing and they're not dry anymore. And then I've got a merino neck warmer and a cap, and then I've got my Albion lightweight Zoa insulated jacket. Again, that was for sleeping in, and it's just to have a dry layer when I've stopped or if anything happens. In the lower section, I've got all my tools. It's a fairly standard setup, so if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll be able to find out what's in there. But again, as you can see, Peak Grit doesn't mess around, and I don't really want to have to cover everything and drag it all out. And then I'm just running one bottle here, so sometimes I put a bit of drink mix in there. Most of my water is in my bag. I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, I use this just to put like energy drink in, or like Coke or something like that, or just to clean down the drivetrain, which I've done a couple of times just because it's been so unforgiving on the ground conditions. In the top tube bag, well, I keep my GoPro, which I'm using now, and then I've got things like multi-tool. I've got my Exposure Diablo, had this since 2011, got some custom engraving on it. I knew I wouldn't be riding too much at night, and I know this is enough just to sort of get me through, so that just goes on my helmet. That's the only front light I have. And then I've just got my chain lube. I'm using squirt stuff, have to put it on quite a lot given the conditions, and things like lip balm, hand sanitizer, a set of very soggy tissues, but that's about it. Not overpacked in there this time. And then the stuff I'm wearing, I've been wearing this Albion merino t-shirt the whole trip, and I've got an Albion, it's a mid-layer kind of long sleeve that goes over the top. I've had to take it off now, it got too warm, which was quite nice. But mostly yesterday I was wearing my Albion Zoa rain shell. Currently that's in my cargo vest here, and I've got a 1.5 litre bladder with some water in there as well. It's got loads of good pockets. I've been keeping snacks in there, but as I've been stripping off, rather than try and repack my bag and like get grit everywhere, I've just been chucking it in the pack at the back, and it's worked really well actually. It's the first time I've properly used it and I'm quite pleased with it. And then I've just got some cargo shorts and some knee warmers, and that's pretty much all I've had. Yeah, I was living in the Zoa sort of rain jacket and trousers yesterday. I was warm, fairly dry. I had my Descent 133 rain gloves on, and yeah, that was able to handle the worst that the peaks could throw at me. So there we have it. That's a very quick overview of the bike and gear I've used to take on the Peak 200. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the video of the actual ride itself. Give us a like and subscribe, and yeah, keep your eye out for more videos coming soon.